Welcome to Spring Revive Equinox Yoga Flow. We're recording this in the Northern Hemisphere, and whenever you watch it, hopefully you'll feel that energy. Really, anytime that you want to plant some seeds, focus on growing your energy and your motivation to weed out what's not serving and supporting you, and allow the restless energy of spring to help you ride the wave of intention. Come back to this practice. I start every class with chanting Om. You can join me if you'd like. You can listen. Om means totality. So we're kind of bringing ourselves together as a group. We'll breathe in together. What is it that you personally want to grow? And if you're not sure, let that question kind of hang in the back of your mind while you start to move your body. The other side of that is that what we're growing needs space, right? So let's weed out so we can give space to that purpose, that focus. All right, I'm going to demo two things. I want to just give you a couple of focus points. We're going to find the tippy top of our head and put a finger there. And then if you can reach, you put your thumb between your eyebrows, or you can use two hands. Doesn't really matter. The whole point is just to have those 2 points. And then you're drawing a line from the top of your head, and you can take your tongue and press into the roof of your mouth. So down to the roof of your mouth, up from the roof of your mouth to the tippy top of your head. That's the vertical line. And then the horizontal line is going straight back from the place between your eyebrows, and they meet at this point. Relax your hands down, relax your tongue away from the roof of your mouth, and see if you can visualize that point. It does not have to be perfect. Finding that spot at the center of your skull. You might imagine a blue pearl floating there. And we're not doing it to the point of like giving ourselves a headache. It's soft. It's just like an awareness of floating. Okay, now you can shake your head out a little bit, maybe roll your neck or look around your space. That's for later. Roll your shoulders. And then a mudra we're going to work with is Kali Mudra. You interlace all your fingers, and then you take your index fingers up, like you make a little steeple, right? Let this rest in front of the center of your chest, not pulled in, but a little out, so you can see your fingertips. Let your eyes gaze toward the tips of your index fingers. Let your eyes be about 1/10 open, your jaw soft, your shoulders relaxed. Seat grounded. If your feet are on the ground, feel them spreading into the earth. Kali is this archetype that is both the creator and the destroyer, the growth and the weeding process to generate more deeper roots, more growth. And this mudra, this hand position, is to bring us into focus, to help us with Dharana, which is the Sanskrit word for focusing on one thing at a time. How powerful would we be if we really could focus on one thing at a time? So we're going to work with this energy. And again, what I'm emphasizing is not to get too tight with it. So relax your gaze, let it be soft, and start to draw a tiny figure 8 with your fingertips. So your hands will move. It doesn't matter to me whether just your eyes move or your head follows. But you're drawing this tiny figure eight in front of your face, and you're watching your fingertips as you go. Any point you get dizzy, stop, close your eyes, rub your eyes, shake out, whatever. All right, let's go the other direction. So it's just a little figure eight movement, working with our optic nerves. Come back to center. Soften your eyes, rub your hands. Rub them till they're warm. You got glasses on, move them out of the way for a moment. Cup your eye sockets softly. Let that warmth go deep. Our facial muscles are associated with the ventral vagal system, the upper part of our vagus nerve, which helps us return to a safe and social state. Okay. You can move your hands around or you can shake out your hands. We're going to stand up, but just take your time. If you want to rub anything, go for it. Coming to stand in a comfortable way. Maybe your feet are a little wider than hip width. And we're going to come into a full body yawn. So imagine your whole body yawning. And if you can't quite yawn yet, fake it. You can yawn up one side of your body like a cat, and then the other. And again, we're getting into these facial muscles. Another thing about our nervous system is that we're not going to yawn when we're under threat. So yawning is a body up signal to our nervous system that we are safe. Big, wide yawn. Turn in one direction and yawn. I'm bringing my back heel up. You can do that if you want to. I'll go the other way. Look around you. Yawn. Roll your shoulders. Take your feet a little wider. Bend your knees. So we're going to be doing gross motor movements to generate energy. And then we'll do a long rest. I'm rubbing my knees a little bit just to like warm them up. Turn your fingers to face in. So your knees are bent. Stick your butt back and your head forward so your spine is parallel to the floor somewhat. It doesn't have to be exactly. Press on one thigh, straightening that elbow, and turn and look away from that thigh. So not only do you get a little twist in your upper spine, but you might feel a stretch in your inner thigh. That's our exhale. Then we'll inhale back to center. Feel solid through your feet. Exhale the other way. Come back to center. Take your time. We'll do it 2 more times each side. And as best you can, shift your weight toward your heels and your outer feet so you feel the strong foundation. Really want to encourage you to listen to your body throughout your practice today. Please come to center. Walk your hands up, lift your belly, reach up, take a deep breath in, straighten your legs, and then bend your elbows and knees. So you come into this wide squat. Draw your elbows back so you feel the strength in your upper back. Inhale, big wide star shape. If more yawns happen, this is a good thing. Exhale into your wide squat. We'll just do one more of those and then we'll stay down. And in this staying down position, we're going to take a side bend. So breathe in, breathe out, bend your spine in a C shape to the side. So one elbow will come down, the other elbow will come up. Breathe in back to center. Bend your spine the other way. Bring it back. Big star shape. Relax your arms, roll your shoulders. All right, some more big gross motor movements. You'll be drawing a big circle, or you can imagine a sun shape And you can bend your knees if you want to. You can even bend forward and reach down and start drawing this circle just as big as feels good for you. Like you're drawing a huge circle with your arms. It can always be smaller. It's fine. Try inhaling up and exhaling down. And if at any point you get lightheaded, stay up and just do the arms. It's totally fine. Last one. Reach up, reach up, reach up. Keep breathing. Relax. Roll your shoulders. All right, taking your feet maybe even a little bit wider. Turn your right toes to the right. So I'm mirroring you, and your left heel back a little bit. Bend your right knee. Bring your hands to your hips and find a lean. So your spine stays pretty long and you're leaning a little over your right thigh and then a little back. Then a little forward from your hips and then a little behind you. Is that making sense? So we're doing right, lean, left, lean, forward, lean, and back. Just notice what muscles in the core engage, wake up. And if you want, you can do this with arms. So I notice it a little more when I've got my arms like this, but then you can also try arms higher. Now I really notice. Oh, yeah. The muscles of the deep core wake up a little more. All right, now we'll take our arms out, look over right fingers. We're going to straighten that right leg by pressing right big toe, reach up, maybe your fingertips can touch. That's our inhale. Exhale, warrior two or Virabhadrasana 2. Do that 3 times total. And stay up. Turn your feet parallel. Turn your feet the other way. Bend your left knee. Reach your arms. So let's try it with arms out. Remember, you can always bring hands to hips. Absolutely fine. I'm going to try with arms out. So I'm leaning over left leg. Notice what happens. Leaning back over right leg. Coming back to center. Forward lean with a long spine. Back lean. Now I'm doing it with my arms by my ears. Knowing you have choices is empowering. One way is not better than the other. You find your way, go for it. So one more round of this. What we're looking for is a responsive core, right? It responds to the requests that we make of it. What we want to grow is what's important. All right, so back to your warrior two position, looking over your left fingers. Turn your palms up. And we're going to breathe in, straighten that left leg, reach up, touch your fingertips. Breathe out, warrior two. One more. Then reach way up. Turn your feet parallel. Relax your hands down. Even maybe take your hands behind you and hold your own hand. So I've got my feet parallel, my knees slightly bent. You can either have hands on hips, hands on thighs, or holding your own hand behind you. Shoulders draw back, and then we tilt forward any amount. And if you want to dangle, it's fine to dangle, or you could stay more forward and look directly down. I invite you to think of what needs to be nourished so that it can grow, and say yes to that. Yes to growing your priorities, your intentions, your purpose. Then shake your head no to those things you need to weed out in order to make space. Now let your hands come down and lower yourself all the way down. You can turn whichever way feels best for you. Separate your knees and take your hips back. Stack your hands. If you do have something you want to put under your head, it's fine to do so. We're coming into child's pose. For this practice, we're going to think of it as being a tiny seed. If this is not comfortable, change it. So imagine that you are this tiny seed. It's kind of dark, quiet, cool. You might feel your heart rate coming back into a slower rhythm gradually. Your breath change. What we want is a place that we can go within and imagine that seed before it starts to sprout. Nothing but potential. And that seed starting to feel the warmth on its back. A little moisture. The nourishment of the earth. And a breeze encouraging it to be restless, to get a little unsettled, and to start to change and grow. So you can slowly ease yourself up. And sitting on our heels is not appropriate for everyone. So you might change your seat or use your cushion. Or come up onto your knees. So find what works. And we're just going to imagine, like, here's the sun. We're reaching up. As we lean back a little bit, we might find those strong, deep core muscles in the back. And then imagine the breeze and go a little to the side. It's okay to bend. And then go a little forward as if you're like raindrops, right? You might even make little raindrop sounds. And all this encourages us to grow a little bigger. So if you're already standing on your knees, then you can stay there. You can just imagine you're growing a little bigger with the encouragement of the sun, the rootedness of the earth, the restlessness of the breeze, the air, and of course, the rain. Take your arms to the sides. Lean to your right and let your left foot come in front. Bring your hands to your left thigh. You can turn your right toes under. Lift your right knee by shifting your weight into your left foot. We're up to stand and we're going to turn right heel down. So now instead of a warrior two where we're more to the side, that back hip is coming forward and you might want to move your left foot a little further left and your right foot a little further right. And we're going to interlace our fingers and come into that Kali Mudra. So solid through your feet. And you can think of cutting through any obstacles, lengthening your spine, breathing. You might go forward and up a few times. We'll continue with the metaphor. So from here, you can keep this mudra and step your back foot forward. That's the solid foot. The left foot will either come onto your inner ankle or onto your inner calf or higher for a tree pose. So we're hugging our outer hips toward each other. Maybe this mudra can stay as it is, or maybe it has to change a little bit. You might want to bring your arms to the sides to help with balance. You might want to have your left toes on the floor. It's totally fine. Find a tree that really embodies you, your rootedness to the earth, your grace, and your determination. Let your branches grow. Imagine that breeze encouraging you, the sun beaming on you, and the rain, whatever you want to do for rain. Maybe you want to shake out or whatever. Have that sense of being quenched, rooted, supported, and strengthened. Now we're going to take that left foot, move it back behind us. So when you move your left foot back behind you, you'll bend your right knee. Now we're in this warrior one position on the other side. Does that make sense? So back hip is rolling forward a little bit, and you can try the Kali Mudra here to cut through the obstacles. You can always do this with wide arms if your shoulders prefer it. All right, find that one pointed focus. Remember that Dharana, focusing on one thing. Maybe it's something in front of you. Shift your weight and step your left foot forward. Stand on that left foot and turning your right hip out, right knee out, you're coming into your tree pose. So what we would want to avoid is sticking the hips out either direction, feeling that tubular core, that central channel supporting us, finding the tree that gives you just the right amount of challenge to feel the strengthening aspects of the balance. Let your branches grow as much as feels good. And when you're done, let yourself be done. Come back to standing, shake out. All right, let's breathe in and reach way up. Breathe out, you'll step your left foot back. Lower that left knee. Lean a little bit to your left and take your right foot back. Let's come onto our backs. We'll do a little bit of stretching on the back and then resting. Okay, please bend your knees. It's fine to put something under your head. Or if you prefer, under your hips, under your upper back. Get in a place where you feel comfortable. You could even take something and put it over your belly if you want that sense of safety and support. Let's cross right ankle over left thigh. Rock your left knee a little side to side, keeping your left foot on the floor for now. And then tip your left knee all the way to one side. See how it feels, just as far as feels good. And then the other side. And change. Left ankle, right thigh, right foot on the ground, rocking. I do want to mention that in our hour-and-a-half classes, we get longer time to stretch and to rest and to meditate. So when you join the Compassion Club, you'll get to experience that as well as the shorter practices. Now you may want to separate your feet wide and drop your knees in toward each other. Or if it feels good, take your feet together and knees apart. Always have choices. So I invite you to notice, to feel your circulation, like the blood coursing from your heart through your entire body. You might also notice the moisture in your mouth, the water element, the blood coursing through the fact that we are, what, 70% water? Have that sense that you can float, fully supported, and yet a freedom of movement, as if floating down a gentle winding stream. And take attention to the heat you might have generated through your movement practice, especially in your gut. Any warmth you're experiencing, any light you might be seeing through your eyelids. Experiencing the fire within you, the heat, the warmth, the sun, that destructive and generative energy of fire, metabolizing and breaking down whatever you no longer need. And start to notice your breath moving in and out on its own. You might also notice the breeze on your skin, the air around you, and your relationship with that air. The interdependence we have with plants as we breathe in oxygen and they generate oxygen. We breathe out carbon dioxide and they receive it. Kindly feel the support beneath you and the heaviness of your own bones and connective tissue representing earth. Imagine your roots. Intricate web that extends back generations forward into all beings. Surrender to gravity, feel the earth as your friend, your support, your compassionate guide. We have choices. You can continue to rest right here, and I highly recommend that if your intention that you set was relaxation, rest. If your intention is more about energizing or motivation, then you might start to yawn and move your joints and find your way to a seated practice for our last few minutes. And this is a practice called Prana Dharana. You could do it lying down, but it is a little hard because of having awareness of those different points that I pointed out at the beginning. You can certainly do it leaning back against something, having that sense that you are fully supported. It is a breath practice. First, simply notice the movement of your breath through your sinuses and back out. Just having that awareness of your sinuses. You might notice the temperature of your breath. And And if it helps you to touch your tongue to the roof of your mouth or touch the crown of your head or between your eyebrows again, just to get that navigation system, you can. And then remember to relax, to soften. Now imagine that the breath is coming in through your sinuses, but then continuing up to the place behind your tear ducts. Let the exhale happen, but focus mostly on the inhale. If you notice that your muscles are bunching up, focus on the exhale again, but otherwise focus on the drawing in aspect of prana, of life force coming in, depositing right behind your tear ducts. Let your breath be more passive and soft. Focus on the receptivity. As your next breath travels higher to the place between your eyebrows, let it go. Next breath comes up to the place between your eyebrows and starts to go back toward the center of your skull. Of course, it's not really doing this, we're just imagining. And remember, the exhale is dissolving, softening. Each breath at that center place, that blue pearl deposits that little bit of prana, of life force carried on the breath, deposits that until that blue pearl turns into a little puddle, a clear, blue, shimmering puddle that's reflective. And you might imagine that your exhale is the mist rising off of that little puddle. The puddle grows, becomes a clear, shimmering pond in the early morning with the mist rising on each exhale, dissolving, evaporating. Anything you no longer need, any tensions, any obstacles. As you continue to breathe in and fill this body of water, it grows and grows until it becomes this. Imagine a reservoir. Clear, mirrored reservoir, radiant blue with that mist rising on each exhale. This is prana dharana. It is a concentration of the life force you already have within you. Please relax your breath. Relax the visualization. Drop your chin toward the notch between your collarbones. Might want to open your eyes a little bit and start a gentle half neck roll, making a semicircle in one direction and up, looking around your space. Back down on your exhale, and then the other way. We'll do this a few times. And then you can reach for the base of your skull and give it a little rub. I end every practice asking for peace. This is for us to receive that peace, to send it to the group, to the community, and then to ripple it out from there. You might imagine your reservoir of prana rippling out to all beings. You're welcome to join me. The sounds are Om Shanti. Shanti means peace in Sanskrit, or you can listen. It's up to you. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Notice how you feel right now. Whatever is arising, jot it down so you remember. It'll have a bigger impact on you throughout your day, throughout your week, if you record your experience. Feeling drained by the experience of holding others' emotions and the need to have something that's really for ourselves. Carrying around chronic stress, pain, anxiety, and valuing self-care, but not sure how to fit it in. That is where this membership really fits into many of our lives. I will share some of the members, the things they've experienced in the Compassion Club. My relationship with myself is way better than it's ever been. It's about putting love at the center of everything. Thank you.